Hey families, today I'm going to be talking to you about Kelvin, what the screener is, and what we do with the data. Specifically, I'll be talking about what Kelvin is, how the questions are chosen, how you get the screener, so you've received texts and emails, and what then? What are we doing with all of this information that you're giving us? So Kelvin is a social emotional screener, which allows us to monitor how you feel about things at your site, with the district, in overall participation and voice that you have. The data at our district is used at the big level, and it's also used at the site level. We see family, staff, and student feedback with the general idea to improve climate of our schools, of our campuses, and really of our community as a district. What's happened is in September, you received about a 20 question survey. And then every 2 weeks, you received smaller surveys. We call those pulses. In January, those same questions that you got in September, we gave to you again. We wanted to see if things were getting better. Then, now, you've probably received another survey in February. We call that a pulse, this short one, 3 or 5 question. And that is based on our screener 2 questions. It's a little complicated, but that big screener is given 3 times in the year to see how well our overall competencies are getting. Those pulses in between are smaller and more targeted. How do we choose these questions? Well, there's a bunch of different subsets. We call those competencies. You've heard me say them already in this presentation. Those are chosen by CASEL, or the California Social Emotional Learning Competencies, or domains. Those questions come from all of these domains. So overarching ideas such as growth mindset, mental health, participation, safety, bullying, relationships. It all falls under the umbrella of social emotional learning, how we deal with ourselves and others. Those domains have a bunch of questions that fall underneath them. As a district team, we chose those questions specifically based on what could most address that competency, such as growth mindset. After that, the district team looks at data from the district, and wherever there were the lowest areas of concern, so let's say bullying is a giant concern at some of our sites, that would be considered an area to focus in on and deliver those pulses in between to see if we're making a difference on some of our lowest performing areas. You've been receiving texts and emails to get your feedback. That feedback is important. When we have a really small number of families participating in these texts and emails that are sent, our data isn't valid. So it's not spam. When you get that text come up that says, hey, this is Twin Rivers on behalf of Kelvin, or Kelvin on behalf of Twin Rivers, please answer that. It's coming to your email, it's coming in text. At this point, you just have to answer a handful of questions, about 5 questions at the most, to get some of your feedback. What we can see from this most recent screener is that participation was low. It wasn't just for families, it was low amongst a lot of people, a lot of our groups. But we went from 50% participation down to 5%. That means that our data isn't full. We also saw that from those 5% of families that gave us information, we saw a high need for areas around substance abuse, discipline and acknowledgement, and mental health. So what does that mean? Well, our system of supports are working hard to make sure that we're attending to your needs. We're updating our website so it's easier to use. You can access more of those resources quicker. We have family sessions to address some of those lowest performing areas, such as substance abuse. And as a system, we're investing in positive phone calls home. If your child is doing something great, we're working on acknowledging it. Your site will be addressing specific site competencies. So what we're looking at are the district level, is at the district level, and your administrators will be addressing specific site concerns to help build the climate of each specific site, as each one is different. Finally, without your participation, we can't do anything that's catered to your needs. So please participate. The next pulse will be going out the first week of March, and then the first week of April, and then the final screener will go out the first week of May. So for those 5 days, if you answer it on the first day, you won't get any follow-up texts or emails. If you wait until the last day, you probably would have received 5 other texts or emails from those previous days. So we thank you for your participation, and if you have any questions, please reach out.